Full disclosure, I am a certified Tales of nut. I've been playing these games since the PlayStation, my first one being Tales of Destiny. I played most of the games throughout the series, and I am very excited for Tales of Arise. As for how I played this demo, it was on Series X, and I played it on the moderate difficulty. That falls between normal and hard. I got the footage through the Series X capture software, taking a bunch of clips, so hopefully it comes out okay. Tales of Arise is the newest upcoming game from Namco Bandai. The demo starts off by having you select between 6 playable characters, namely Alphine, Xion, Rinwell, Law, Kisara, and Dahalim. I started with Alphine, cause he used a sword, and swords are cool. Except in his case, because his is on fire. So you begin the demo in the Land of Green, Eld Manassia, at Overseer Hill. Right off the bat, the game looks gorgeous. First thing I did was run up to a cliff to see the vista, and was immediately awestruck. As I continue on, I was surprised that some of the scenes did not contain voice acting. This could just be in the demo, and it in no way diminished my enjoyment. Speaking of the voice acting, I was playing the game in English, and the voice acting was great. I felt no need to change it to the Japanese track. The first bit of combat happens shortly after starting. I'll get into combat later. After that first encounter, you enter the Traslita Highway, which is a much more open area. Exploring in this game feels really good. Wandering off the beaten path leads to treasure and resources. I jumped off a bridge, swam to a waterfall, and there was a hidden cave containing treasure. I love that kind of adventure and exploration. Simple, but satisfying. The demo contains a bit of the crafting and cooking system as well, and the resources for both can be gathered in the field. For crafting, you bring resources to an NPC and they craft accessories for you. It's basic, at least in the demo, and depending on the materials, the accessories will have differing secondary attributes. At campsites, before going to sleep, you are offered the option to cook, which, depending on what you cook, will increase various stats for a time. There are also skits, a mainstay from previous games, where the characters talk to one another, and you learn more about their motivations. These skits are fully voice acted, so far at least, and have an animated comic book look and feel to them. So, our adventure is taking us to a huge town that you can see over in the distance, called Vicent, and when you get to the gates, shockingly, they are closed. This is because there is a huge monster, which are called Zoogals, lurking around the Teotl Plains. I guess we know what we have to do now. After arriving at the plains, which is a smaller area, kind of like a boss arena, where surprisingly there's a boss waiting just for you, and it's a huge mantis. The party comments on the upcoming battle, and now we can finally talk combat. The combat feels very fluid. You have your basic attacks and special attacks that you weave into combos. You can also dodge out of the way of enemy attacks, you know, kind of like in an action RPG. As you attack, you build up this gauge that allows you to call your characters in for group attacks, which look and feel so cool. There's also a CP gauge, and this is required to use healing magic. It all flows together perfectly. Besides bosses and regular enemies, the game also has tougher enemies in the field, called Gigant Zoogals. These are there to provide more of a challenge for greater rewards. I fought this as well. It was called the Relentless Charger, and it was another fun encounter. I tried playing as all of the characters, and here's a brief breakdown of how I felt about them. Alphine is your sword user, and plays like most sword users in these types of games. He is moderately fast, easy to control, and feels good to play as. Cheyenne is a healer and wields a gun, kind of like Charla in Xenoblade Chronicles. I honestly didn't enjoy playing as her. Her gameplay was a little too slow for my liking. Rinwell is a mage, and being a mage, she is best used at range flinging spells. I found her to be fun to use. She has pretty good mobility, and casting her spells is satisfying. Law is a martial artist, and has very fast attacks, combos like crazy, and can stay in the air for a very long time. However, it can be tricky to dodge out of the way of attacks with him. Kisara uses a shield, and her normal attack is actually a block. She is the tank after all. Her abilities feel great to use, and she's another fun character to play as. Dahalim uses a polearm, throws it around the battlefield, and has large sweeping attacks. Overall, I enjoyed playing every character except Cheyenne. After you've killed the Mantis, the demo is over, and you are treated to a nice little cutscene that varies depending on who you chose. It is a very short demo, but it has me very excited for the full game. It is definitely worth your time, and you should give it a try. It is currently available on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. For some reason, there is no PC demo. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day!